I feel like a totally different person. Through the years, I definitely have regained confidence and I've learned things about life and how I want to navigate it. But actually having control of my health and fitness changed every component of my life.
All right. Hi, everybody. Vanessa here. I've got Melissa here with me. She is a business owner. And in our time together, she's lost about 13 pounds and really just changed her whole lifestyle. So I'm super excited for her to share her story. So, Melissa, I will turn the mic over to you and ask you the first question and really just kind of dive into what your health and fitness journey looked like before Right to Fitness.
It was pretty much a complete roller coaster. I would just go through little spurts of motivation, but really never stayed consistent with anything. I was the typical girl that was, I'll start next Monday, I'll start next month. January 1st, I got it, it's my year. I was definitely a cardio junkie. I thought that was the only way that you were able to lose weight is if you just ran a bunch. I wasn't entirely knowledgeable about my meals or the kind of intake. So I had zero idea how to fuel my body. I a lot of times was considered starving myself with not even realizing it. I would cut my intake majorly. So obviously it wasn't sustainable. I just did small things. And then of course, my weight would come back and things would start to shift back into where I was because I wasn't doing it correctly. So my knowledge was definitely not there entirely for my health and fitness journey prior to this program.
Have you previously tried anything else to achieve your goals? And why didn't these other programs or products work for you? What did you feel was missing?
So I had done just about everything. I joined multiple gyms. I researched different workouts. I went from anything from Pinterest to different workout websites. I did Beachbody for a year or two. So I was like into the Insanity and P90X. I joined workout classes, spin classes, bought DVDs to do at home, drank shakes, read diets online. But like my biggest component that I knew why none of it worked, which why Right to Fitness did work was it was definitely a one size fits all. I would watch other people's success and I was like, why don't I look like that? I'm following the same program. I'm putting the time and effort in, but it just wasn't working for me. And I could realize now that a lot of it wasn't designed for me. It didn't look at the needs, what my body could acquire versus what other people. And like I said, I only focused on cardio. So having a whole world of strength training to realize that I can lose weight and build muscle and eat a lot more. None of those programs offered that. It was, hey, here it is, see what happens. And like I said, my body type, no one had ever really dove into it with me before. So learning what fit me versus just trying something that everyone can try and expecting the same type of results obviously was never going to work for me.
How did you feel both physically and mentally before starting your journey?
So I definitely felt a lot worse than I do now. However, I definitely had a mindset switch. I had started going back into the gym and I was really starting to want to gear myself towards bettering my health and fitness. Up until this point, I had never actually dove 100% into making that a priority. And once I finally had that bit of motivation that I wanted to take that leap, I was like, okay, let's try it. So I definitely had the motivation, but like as far as how I actually felt physically, I wasn't confident myself. I carried extra pounds, obviously not knowing how to manage it properly. My sleep, stress, everything kind of compiled where I was juggling a lot and not really sure how to navigate. So I was not in the best place, but yet, like I said, my mindset was there of ready to do something to make it different.
To piggyback on that, Melissa does suffer from some IBS. And can you speak to that and how that has changed or gotten better or worse, in our time together?
Yes, of course. So I had recently last March been diagnosed with IBS. So it was new to navigate once I started this program, but you had helped me tremendously with even different supplements that I started to take that I hadn't even been told that by my gastro doctors, and even just how to navigate food. Before I didn't really have a lot of clues. I had like a basic like spreadsheet of, hey, you should avoid this. But once again, it was, this is what we cover for all people with IBS, not Melissa with IBS. So there was things that triggered like for me that didn't for other people. And just learning like the recipes and like the food choices that I had, all of those obviously were going to benefit me regardless of my IBS, but battling a stomach disease like that and having your resources and getting myself on track with more protein and veggies and all of that, like my stomach has been leaps and bounds. Like I was having weekly flare-ups prior to this program. I wasn't even really sure what I was eating that was causing them. And now I think I started June 2023, and here we are in January 2024. I think I've had maybe 3 like flare-ups in that 6 months, which is incredible considering I was on a weekly basis. So my stomach issues and everything have been on a whole other level, which for me, that took like a toll on my life battling all of that. So getting my life back and having things that can help with it. I mean, I've said it before, but like this program has changed my life on multiple levels.
Oh, that makes you like want to cry. That's like, I mean, weight loss is awesome, but that in itself is like life changing. So that's awesome. How do you feel now, and how has your life changed since starting the program?
I feel like a totally different person. Through the years, I definitely have regained confidence and I've learned things about life and how I want to navigate it. But actually having control of my health and fitness changed every component of my life. My confidence is not just with myself and my body, but how I carry myself. I was somebody that when I walked in a gym, I was constantly second guessing if people were looking at me, if they were judging my physique, how I did certain movements. And now it's like the opposite. I walk in, I'm like, okay, I know what I want to do. You're on the machine I'm on. That's the one I want. I know how to do it. Like I walk in and I put myself into like a tunnel vision where it's like, I have goals. I'm going after them. You can look at me, whatever. And like, I've even like changed like how I dress at the gym. Like I was someone that used to wear like big hoodies and like long leggings because I just didn't want anyone to analyze my body in any way. And now like there's times where I'm like wearing the fittest tight tank tops with like these high like booty shorts, and it's like I just feel more confident that I'm like I'm not looking at every little flaw that I once looked at, that even if I'm not exactly where I want to be, I am so much further. And like the knowledge and for both like the fitness avenue and nutrition avenue that I have, like I just know that it'll continue to keep me successful down the line because I didn't acquire any of those before. So in general, from my health problems to my eating and lack of eating. And like I said, I fell in love with lifting, and that was something I had never dabbled in before. I was strictly like, let's hit the treadmill. We might do a little bit of dumbbell stuff. And that was like the extent. And now like I love lifting. Like I don't want to walk in a gym and do anything else. Like I'm actually like avoid cardio as much as I can, because I enjoy like powerlifting like so much more and like getting the workout. And like I said, I am definitely a changed person in every category.
That's awesome. I love that. What aspects of our coaching have you most enjoyed?
First and foremost, definitely the constant positivity. I don't know how many times I'd messaged you randomly expressing like small little setbacks for myself or wanting a different form of immediate results. And like, there was never a time that you didn't pick me right back up or be like, hey, you know what? I'm going to take a screenshot of where you were at and where you're at now. And I'm going to tell you like how much better you look and what you need to hear. And it was like, you never let me sit in that uncomfortableness for more than a minute. Like anytime I doubted myself, I was picked right back up and I knew where to continue to go. The amount of resources and information, I mean, at first it was a little bit overwhelming, but like looking at it now, like I remember by like week 2, I was rarely looking at them because it was like I had trained myself into knowing, okay, this is what each meal needs to look like. This is what I need to add to it. So now it's just like I compiled all this knowledge of things that I would have never, there's no amount of research or websites that I could have looked at that was ever going to get me to know what I know now. And like I said, I fell in love with the program and all the workouts that were designed again for me. I would have never ever attempted lifting. I always thought like that was going to be something that would make me look bigger in ways that not trimming and building muscle. I always just assumed I would be this bulky body person. So again, like I shied away from all the components that this program brought out for me.
That's awesome. I also remember us talking about just your strength gains too, as you're a coach in your local hometown. And you were like, I was up there spiking the ball better than I ever had. And like when I was in high school, and you're what, 15 years out of high school and feeling stronger than you were, then. So that was really cool
Oh,
too.
yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, the workouts and stuff, even at the school, like I was doing the conditioning with them. And I was like, me at 31 years old was not anticipating keeping up with a bunch of 15 to 18-year-old girls. Like it just gave me, again, like a whole new level of, doesn't matter what your age is, like you put the time and effort in, like you're going to see the results in all areas.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, super cool. Also, too, I think what was really unique about your journey is we would change kind of your frequency of workouts based on your schedule. We were doing, 4 days, and then your schedule got really busy. And so we pared down to 3 days. And so that was really neat as well to still see you progress in both strength, weight loss, all of the things, and like, adapt. And it doesn't have to be a certain way in terms of, you don't have to work out 5 days a week to see results. And so that was really a unique part about your journey as well, is that we kind of adapted as we went. So yeah, that was cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, you've done awesome. And you're in a part of your journey now where you've been maintaining your weight, which has been really cool too, to have the knowledge to stay where you are and not either be gaining weight or losing weight, which I feel like a lot of women fall into that cycle and forget about that maintenance. So I think you've been maintaining your weight now for 2, 3 months, something like that.
Yeah.
So just like lifting really heavy and figuring out what food looks like in a maintenance phase too, which has been really cool. Okay, last question is, what would you tell anyone who is thinking about working with Right to Fitness?
So there's not one part that you're going to regret. The pounds I've lost, the muscles I've gained, all the resources, I can successfully navigate my future. If I didn't start this program, I would have never put myself on the right path to any of it. I know I would have yo-yoed right with everything else, tried another fad diet that popped up, but none of it's sustainable. It doesn't last. It's a quick fix. And this is a lifestyle change. And that was something I think was the biggest component I took from it. Was it's easy to do it. Like, yes, there are things you sacrifice and there's stuff you have to work on, but it's all, you're capable of doing it. And I think that was the biggest mindset shift for me. Was I can do all of this the rest of my life, or obviously until my body allows me. And it wouldn't be a challenge. Like there was stuff that I used to think was like, had to be a part of my daily intake of, that I don't miss anymore. Like a lot of the things that I used to have all the time, it was like I trained my body to enjoy more of the things that also fuel me every day. And like that to me is just knowing, and like I said, the confidence that came with it. And like you said, maintaining weight for 2 or 3 months, like that's completely unheard of for me. And to be honest, like it's felt effortless. I've just continued doing what we've been doing. And a lot of times, like I don't even have to really think about it. It's just like I wake up, I know what I'm getting, I know what I get at the store. It's not really a big accomplishment type. It's just how I'm living. And that for me is something I never thought it would look at my life would look like. I always thought it was going to be me struggling, trying new things, and always failing and going back to the weight I was. And for the first time, I know I am fully capable of staying where I'm at, if not progressing and getting better, because I plan to look a lot different a year from now. And I know I wouldn't even get there if it wasn't for Right to Fitness.
I think we can mic drop it there. I think that was good. Awesome. Well, thank you so much for sharing your story. I can't wait to share it with others. I'm sure you'll inspire somebody else in the same shoes. So thank you so much.
Oh my gosh, of course.